In this video, we are going to see how to write business articles using artificial intelligence. So here we have taken the example of OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps you in generating content and images automatically. So let's say that you are using a spreadsheet where you have got certain titles related to business articles. And now you want that every time a new article is added here, automatically with the help of OpenAI, the content should be generated, the article should be generated, and then the same sheet should be updated with this content. Now, how can that be done? For this, you will have to integrate the two applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here, your trigger application would be Google Sheet. Now, your first action application would be OpenAI, and your next action application would be Google Sheet, where you are updating the cell value. Now, how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. So since I'm an existing user, I'm simply going to click on sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks to explore this application. So let's click on sign in. And as I do that, here we have reached the all applications page. So let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. And here we have reached the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this. And a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Now here my objective is to write business articles automatically using OpenAI. So every time there is a new title added to my Google Sheet which is about business and management, then automatically with the help of OpenAI, an article should be generated. Now I'm going to click on create. So as soon as I do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one here is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically, action here is the response of your trigger application. So in this integration, let's say that I have got certain titles in my Google Sheets, and now with those titles, I want to generate content and then update my Google Sheet with the value that we have obtained. So here I'm going to look for Google Sheets. Let's click on this. And the trigger event here would be new or updated spreadsheet true. So this is the event that will make this workflow run. On the right hand side, you can see that it is written, this trigger will instantly capture new incoming data and the workflow execution will start in real time. This basically means that this application has got no polling time. So as soon as a new row is added, automatically the workflow is going to run and instantly you will get the response. Now here you can see that we have received a webhook URL. This is going to act as a bridge for connecting Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to copy this. Once done, here we have to follow the following steps. This is the help desk, so please read this carefully, and now I'm going to show you how we can set up this connection. So this is my spreadsheet. The name is OpenAI titles and the name of the sheet is sheet 1. Here I've got two column fields, title and article generated. So here I've got a title, modern methods of increasing employee productivity. Now, what is my objective? To set up a connection between Pabbly Connect and Google Sheets. So here first I'm going to take you to extensions. Here we have to go to add-ons. Then we have to click on get add-ons. So as we do that, here we have reached the Google Workspace Marketplace. So I'm going to look for Pabbly Connect webhooks. This is the application, and here you can see that this particular application has already been installed on the system. So once you have installed this, please make sure that you close the window and refresh this page once. This is an extremely crucial step, and once you are done with this, we are going to wait for a few seconds and then we are again going to go back to extensions, and here you would be able to see Pabbly Connect webhooks. Here we have to go to initial setup. Let's click on this, and here you can see that the system has already captured the name of the sheet. Now the webhook URL that we have received from here, I'm going to copy this, go back to the sheet and paste this over here. And then comes the trigger column. So the trigger column is the final data column on which the data is added. So in this particular sheet, our data is added in column A. So I'm going to write A here. Let's click on send test. And as I do that, here you can see that the test data has been sent successfully. Let's click on submit and we can see here that the configuration is all set. I'm going to close this. Now I'm going to take you back to extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and here you can see send on event. So this has to be checked. Why? Because if this isn't checked, then every time the workflow runs, it would not be able to send the response. So once you have checked, it is going to look like this. This mark would be there. So now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to see if we have received the API response, and yes, here it is. Our trigger column is A. The title is Modern Methods of Increasing Employee Productivity. The spreadsheet name is OpenAI Titles. This is the ID, sheet name, sheet ID, and row index. Once we have received this, what is my objective? My objective is that with this title, I should be able to create an article, generate an article automatically. For this, I'm going to add another action step, and this time the application will be OpenAI. Let's click on this. Now we all know that OpenAI is an artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps in generating human-like content, and this is extremely helpful. Now here the action event would be to generate content. Let's click on connect. Now here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the OpenAI account, and now to do this I have selected add new connection. So to set up this connection, we need a token. Now how can we receive this token? This is basically API key, and to receive this, first we have to log into our OpenAI account, and then we have to click on this hyperlink. So I have already logged into my OpenAI account, and now I'm going to click on this hyperlink. And here you can see the option create new secret key. So I'm going to click on this. As soon as I do that, you can see that the API key has been generated. This is my API key. I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here. Let's click on save to set up this connection. And yes, here you can see that OpenAI is now connected with Pabbly Connect. As I scroll down, you can see that it is asking us to select the AI model, prompt, tokens, sampling type, etc. Now to understand this, first I'm going to take you to my OpenAI website. So this is my OpenAI website. You can easily reach here by typing www.openai.com. So once we have reached here, you have to click on API. Here you would be reached this window where it is written that you can build next generation apps with OpenAI's powerful models because it can access GPT-3, which performs a variety of natural language tasks, codecs which translates natural language to code and which creates and edits original images. Now here we have to click on login. As soon as we do that, here you would be able to reach the dashboard of the application. Now here you can see that there are certain tutorials and examples. We are directly going to go to playground, and as I click on this, this is the window. Now as per the name, this is a very interesting space, and here I am going to show you how you can generate content which is as easy as eating a piece of cake. So let's say I'm going to write a story on a tree. As soon as I click on submit, here you would be able to see that it has automatically started generating the content. Now isn't that fantabulous? So this is definitely a boon for all the content writers out there. Now here OpenAI has mentioned this very clearly that the content that it is generating, you have to first review it and then you can publish it anywhere, because you know there can be a thing that it can finish incompletely as well. Now once you have received this, here there is an option to alter the length of the content as well. To understand that, I'm going to throw some light on the various features that it has. So first of all, you have got the mode and then you have the model. So here you have got different models, and we usually go for Text Davinci 003. Why? Because this is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. It can perform any task the other GPT-3 models can, and it can process up to 4,000 tokens per request. So once we have selected this, now comes the temperature. Temperature basically controls randomness. So as the temperature approaches 0, the model will become deterministic and repetitive, and as it approaches 1, it is going to provide random responses. Next is maximum length. Maximum length is the maximum number of tokens to generate. So one can request and use up to 2048 or 4000 tokens shared between prompt and completion. Now what is prompt? So I'm going to come back to that later. Here the exact limit of the number of tokens varies by model to model, and one token is roughly 4 characters for normal English text. So if you want to reply to a YouTube comment, you can use up to around 20 tokens. And if you wish to write an article or a story, so you can use up to 250, 300, 400 tokens as well. Now, the next thing is stop sequence. So this is extremely important because as soon as you write this, so your API will stop generating further tokens. So let's say I'm writing // single hashtag. So this is my stop sequence. Next is stop P, frequency penalty and presence penalty. So frequency penalty decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim, while presence penalty increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. Then we have best of. So OpenAI generates multiple completion server side and displays only the best. So you can select up to 10, and here it will generate, let's say if you have selected 5, so it is going to generate 5 outcomes and it is going to display only the best one. So once you have understood all these things, let's understand the view code. So here we have prompt. Now what is prompt? Prompt is this: write a story on a tree. This basically is your prompt. So prompt is the instruction that you provide to generate your content. I hope you have understood this. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect. And here we are going to fill in this information. First of all, the model. So this is the model. Once done, prompt. So what is our prompt here? So the prompt here is write an article on. Now I'm going to map the title of my article. How do I do that? So it is showing me the previous step. As I click on this, this is the title. So why have I done this? Because if I had written this manually, so every time the workflow would have run, it would have taken only the manually written data and it would have never inculcated the new data. That is why mapping is important. So once the prompt is written, now the maximum number of tokens. So here the default value is 256. Let's say that I am taking 300 tokens. The next thing is sampling type. So here we have got two options: temperature sampling and nucleus sampling. Since we want random data every time, so we are going to go ahead with temperature sampling. Now the sampling value, presence penalty and frequency penalty. So here the default values are 0.70 and 0. Sampling value ranges between 0 to 1, presence penalty between -2 to 2, and so does frequency penalty. So I'm going to leave this blank so that it can take the default values. The stop sequence that we had provided was // single hashtag. And once this is done, I want the best of, let's say, 3. So I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as we do that, here we have received the API response, and this here is the article that we have got generated through OpenAI. So once we are done with this, what is our next objective? My next objective is to add this title in my Google Sheet. So I'm going to add another action step over here, and this time again the application would be Google Sheets. Let's click on this, and here the action event would be to update cell value. So this is the action step, and I'm going to click on connect. So here again Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Google Sheets account. To set up this connection, first I'm going to click on add new connection, then sign in with Google. As we do that, here we have to choose the account. So once done, Pabbly Connect Sheet wants to access my Google account. So I'm going to click on allow. This is absolutely secure, and once this is done, here we can see that the authorization has been successful, which means that now this is connected with Google Sheets. And here we have to map the spreadsheet name. So as I click on this, this is the name of the spreadsheet. And now, since we were working on sheet 1, so the system has already captured it. Now comes the range. So the range has to be written in this format: column name and row index. So the name of our column is B. So here I'm going to write B, and now I'm going to map the row index. How? Let's click on step 1. This is the row index. And finally the value for this, I'm going to map the data from step 2, and this here is our text. So once done, let's click on save and send test request. So here as we do that, let me take you to the Google Sheet, and yes, here you can see that our article has been generated and it has become a part of my Google Sheet. Now we also need to check this in real time. As of now, our integration is a success. So let's say that I'm going to write another title. The title here is Brand Influencing and Social Media Marketing Strategies. Okay, so this is the title. Now, as soon as I write this title, what should happen? Automatically, the content should be generated and it should become a part of this Google Sheet. So let's wait for a few seconds, and yes, here you can see that we have received our article. So this basically means that our integration is a perfect success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So this is an extremely easy 3-step integration process where our trigger application was Google Sheets and the event was new or updated spreadsheet row. Our action application was OpenAI where we had generated the content, and our final action application was again Google Sheet where we had updated the cell value. I hope that you are absolutely clear with this. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration that you wish to work on, you can always write to us. Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.